So today you see a lot of top young Japanese angler coming to fish United States for the tour. Used to be when I started early 90s, I was only 20 years old to get to fishing on the tour level. Not most of the guys in here was like 40s, 50s. You know, it's not the young fisherman sport. You know, it was a lot of, even back the day, it cost a lot of money to travel to fish tournament. You have to have some financial backup to only order people to be able to do this, to fish in tournament on the highest level. But today you see a lot of young, top young Japanese angler take a chance to come here to spend a lot of money up front to successfully, have a good tournament. Plus all the Japanese fishing lures is marketing to the United States now, then they are very, very popular. They have so many different Japanese bait manufacturers. They have not have it here when I started 30 years ago. So it's a lot of different right now. But back the day I started, early 90s, there are only few Japanese people and only few Japanese manufacturers. Nobody know. But over the last 30 years, the Japanese fishing tournament have their own style to needs for all the different bait, which most of the time in Japan, the fishing is overfished at high pressure situation, especially in a tournament situation. You have to have finesse bait to be able to light line, the different looking bait to catch fish, just to get bite, So what I do is totally different, because when I come here, I was not that level. I was not have any success. Well, I wanted some tournament in Japan, but my knowledge in fishing, basic knowledge for the tournament, I everything I learned from here in the States. So I ended up like shallow power fisherman, like guy in Texas or Oklahoma, kinda. You use spinnerbait or shallow running crankbait or big jig type, that sort of stuff. So it's really different. Today's, the Japanese tour angler coming to compete in the United States has a big success. Then, compared to me, I only have a few different baits, very simple guy, simple technique to fish. So I really amaze myself, to how they do it. And I learn a lot from them too. But, you can do so much to apply your tournament technique on high pressure situation. You have to execute to have the same result. No, they spend their time to become expert for that finesse, technique. Just like I did all my career to become, expert for shallow water power fisherman. So it's big different, but I'm really, happy to be able to see all that different stuff, a different way to be very successful for today's, the Japanese angler. But right now, on my eyes, like a Kyoya Fujita, he's still 20. He just got 29 or 30, but this is his third or fourth year in the United States. He was dominated in Japan. Also, other young Japanese angler, Yui Aoki, he's still like a 25 or something. He just finished the classic. This is his second or third year in the States. He also dominated in Japan. Back in the day, you don't see top talented young Japanese tour angler coming right to the United States that age. I believe bass tournament career peak performances are like around 30 to 40s. So they come into the mid 20s, already they establish in Japan to show how much talent they have and work ethic, and willing to spend that much risk and money to compete here. They have that, you know, lot of chance to be able to win the classic, to AOI, to be really successful, you know, because they're coming to the young age. So I'd say those two Japanese angler, you guys need to keep eye on it. We don't have a coach, you know. My age is should be coach, right? For if you look at other sports, you know, you already retire after 35 years old, then you should. I can see the whole career picture now. Back the day I came, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I just did every year to be best. Now, you know, I can look back. I wish I had some kind of coach to be able to show me how my whole career should plan to be successful. You know, Akira came to my house right before even start the first Open in the States, ever fish any tournament, and I met Yuri Aoki in Japan before he even started the fish in the United States. You know, he showed me how to do the photo fishing, sonar technique and stuff. That's how he dominated. So I know both of them, and as long as they're willing to put their time and work ethic, and they financially, you know, they put all the chance. I mean, to take a risk, to take a chance, you know, to do that, they have a really good potential. As myself, the Japanese, who grew up, born in Japan, I pay a lot of attention for the detail, and I try to not just take care of all my equipment. I just try to eat healthy and work out, to be able to complete package, not just go fishing, drink beer, or eat a bunch of the fatty, greasy, you know, sugary food. You know, I'm down for all that stuff. Since I was 35, last 20 years, I try to be healthy. I try to be fit, so I don't want to feel too tired on the water. You know, I had to do everything pretty much myself. You know, walk my tackle, take care of my boat, you know, make sure my truck running, you know, good condition to take care of my camper. It's a lot of work, not just going fishing. You know, it's not like you just show up in a fishing tournament, expect to go in the tournament. You know what I mean? You have a lot of preparation at home, and you have to be healthy to be able to mentally healthy. You have to be physically healthy to be able to keep doing this instead of getting, you know, your back injury or elbow, or you know, you get injured, you screwed up a whole year easily, you know, or you mentally screwed up to not doing, you know, have the right attitude, then you can screw up. So all that stuff, you know, I think as a Japanese, that's how I do it.